that a beautiful sight?
It is.
That's our freedom.
Yeah.
I tell you.
How you doing?
Good. I can't wait for Trump to come back and free us in 2024.
Now, in the live stream earlier this week, we saw a couple of cool things. The first, a manhole cover that we actually lifted up. Whoa. Now this is getting cool. Or lose my phone. But that is sick. And then we saw what looked like to be an old sinkhole. Hey, look at a sinkhole. We saw a plane land.
Isn't that a beautiful sight?
It is. But most importantly, we met somebody. Now, I find this pretty cool because the day before, like literally the night before, going to sleep, it is really hard for me to go to sleep, by the way, but going to sleep, I was wondering, it's like, what is my platform really going to be used for? Now, we trade stocks, we are seeking financial freedom, but this guy I met, I did not know him, we're on the same walk, and besides the political views that he brought to this content that I'm going to show you, he talked about God, and I think this wasn't coincidental. This platform where I can share with you guys, and I'm extremely lucky to do so, this was meant to be put on here. So anyone who popped in the live stream, thank you. That was a fun live stream. I didn't plan on it. It was just a walk and talk to start 2024, kind of catch up with you guys. But I'm going to share with you what he has to say. And I gave him my YouTube, so Patriot, if you are watching this, drop a comment down below and I will pin your comment. But yeah, guys, happy weekend. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah. When is that? November?
November is going to be the voting, but it's probably going to be a different voting than you've been using the last couple of times.
Really?
Oh, it's not going to be any cheating.
Hopefully.
Not going to be any drop boxes.
Yep.
So where do you stand on all this?
Where do I stand? Oh boy. I'm on a live stream and I don't know if I should give political views right now. You want to tell them what you think about Trump?
Well, I hope it doesn't jeopardize you.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right. I think the reason why, what is this live stream anyways?
I do a stock channel for YouTube.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll start off with I grew up with a mother who lived under Nazis. Okay. She when she was a little girl, she lived under Hitler, and she learned that Hitler started a pandemic to get all the people frightened like we were in the 2019, 2020. And she told me at the beginning, we got to be careful because this country is going to go the same way as Hitler if we're not careful. Well, apparently our country didn't learn at that time. I think we're finally fighting back. But she told me that she was under rations with her family and they needed certain things, provisions like food, shelter, and fuel and things like that. So the Gestapos came to their family. Again, Hitler knew everything about everyone, age, skills, education level, the whole bit. Okay, and Hitler knew that she only had one brother, and her dad was very skilled in math and accounting. So when it came time when they were really needing additional provisions, the Gestapos came to their house and said, look, if you want additional provisions, would you take the accounting position that we need in this town? Of course, the dad said yes. Okay. The dad said yes. They got additional rations to either have food, fuel, or clothing or whatever. And then a year or two later, the Gestapos knocked on the door and said, your son's coming with us. They knew what was happening. Let me shut this off. The son had to go, join the Nazi party. And if you remember in your history, Hitler said he was not going to go into Russia. Remember that? Well, he went into Russia, allowed the Nazis to come in. He surrounded that thousands of troops. Unfortunately, her brother was part of that. Never saw her brother again. She came out of the war, and the way I became a part of her life was my dad was over there in the army, and the town that she was in, his regiment, I won't say what it is because, cleared her town of the Nazis. And he saw across the street from where they were stationed, his battalion, this woman, very busy doing domestic needs and skills and things like that, says to the sergeant, I want to meet this woman. I met the woman. They had plans to get married when she got back to the States. He put up a bond for her, and she came to this country. The rest is history.
And that's why your vote's going for Trump.
My vote is coming for Trump because he's the only blue-collar president we've ever had in this country. When I saw him on a bulldozer with his children on their laps, it reminded me of my father putting me on his lap on his tractor. Of course, my dad didn't have the best language of all. He was a construction worker. Trump was the same way, but my father tempered his language. He still had the temper, okay, to how to bring our kids up. And I'm glad we had that, okay, because, hey, if you don't do my work, this is what's going to happen to you. Trump said the same thing. But we have to remember, folks, Trump came from New York. And anyone who's from New York, you knew you had to defend yourself. Otherwise, the bullies will take you out. So the type of language that he had in the presidency, you can't just say, close the door and start a different type of language. Okay? So you have to get used to that. Go back and see what he did. He had the highest unemployment, not only of whites, but blacks, Hispanics, you name it. We were the independence of our own country with fuel. We were selling fuel for negative money. Seriously. All right. And he said, and we started having technical schools, manufacturing. They were buying buildings for future use in manufacturing. We stopped the border from all those people coming in. Now, I know there's needs for people in this country. We need to be Christian. We need to help those in need.
Preach.
All right. However, we need to make sure, okay, that we can help them out in their country first. Look what El Salvador has done already. El Salvador has cleaned up their country of all of those drug lords. All right, Venezuela is finally going to do the same thing. El Salvador's independent. They don't have the petrodollar anymore. And folks, wake up. The petrodollar is not going to be here anymore. All right, with all those BRIC nations, do your homework, research it.
Oh, they know.
They know already.
They know about BRICS.
All right. So, and I hope you realize that even in our Constitution, okay, all right, the government could take our money. Why? For security of our country. All right, that was a given, okay, but that was only to protect ourselves. But this government, a pseudo government, will take it, okay, bail-ins for their own use, not for protection of us. So if you know all about that, all right, so you've been given some second source from a first source about what communism, fascism can do to not only a family, but a country. Thank God the United States did come back and save Germany, but Germany is going back to the same thing again. It's a shame. And my mom said that when it was last winter when they started hurting themselves with energy, they couldn't get the energy they needed, so they brought out their own kerosene stoves. I says, really? I says, yeah, because the people learned that they can't trust the government. They have to have their own needs, provide their own needs if it comes down to that again. So a lot of people did survive. That was a big, projection that a lot of people were going to freeze in their homes. But they didn't because they kept their kerosene stoves and they kept warm that way. So anyways, I hope this helps you guys out.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. What was your name?
I'll just say I'm one of the Patriots.
All right, I'll take it.
All right?
Yep.
Okay, I just don't want anybody to
yeah.
sneak in there and see what can happen.
That's fine, yeah. If you want to find it, it's Lottery Stocks on YouTube.
Lottery Stocks.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
Yep, so you'll find the live stream.
Okay.
All right.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless. Yep. All right. Coming back. He's coming back. Let him know.
Okay. This is part 2, final word. Okay. If any of you, as I mentioned before, if you're Christian, you know that the only person who can save us is the one above, is God. Okay. And just go to the Bible. That's where all the truth is. Don't go to anything else because the public schools are not teaching the proper way.
Nope.
Some of our private schools are doing the same thing, especially the colleges. But as Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal told the 3 children, let the people know that they need to pray the rosary every day. And for those who don't know, the children spread the word, and that was in World War I. And she said to them that if you pray the rosary, World War I will stop. And miraculously, Enough people learned and listened, did the rosary, and World War I stopped. Unfortunately, how many more pandemics have we had? A whole lot of them, including World War II, Korea, Vietnam, you name it. Okay? And so not enough of you are praying. We need to pray. If at least the rosary every day. If you don't know how to say the rosary, look it up online. All right? Don't go to Google. Go to another search engine, which I'm sure you guys all know about that.
And even if they don't know, just a personal connection with God. You can just pray.
Exactly. But I do emphasize the rosary because it's already been shown. If you play the rosary, which is you believe in God, and Mother Mary is going to be in the picture, to be an intercessor, okay, through Jesus to God. That's the only way we're going to be able to get this thing cleaned up, okay? Some of you may be sitting down on your laurels, oh, that's a bunch of malarkey. Well, all I ask is for you to try it for the next year, right? Just for a year. I'm not sure how old you guys are, but at least a year out of your life, okay? Or at least once a week, you know? It's only going to take you about 15, 20 minutes, all right? So, again, God's in control. Go back to how he saved the Israelites from Egypt. Way back then, humans are so, how can I say, the veil of materialism will blind us, okay, from the truth. So we need to really ask God to help us to keep those demons out. And if you can't say the rosary, at least say the St. Michael prayer, okay? And you can look at that up online too, all right, to protect us from the demons. And to teach us the way to teach others, to act with others, and do what we have to do. Not selfishly, but to share our skills, talents, and our money with other people more in need. And that's the way we're going to be able to have peace, right? As Trump did, you know, way back during the Abraham Accords. You know, some of you may not think that Trump is that religious, but we have to realize that who Saul was. If you remember who Saul was, he was one of the major captains of the Roman Empire, killing Christians, killing babies, killing pregnant women, okay, and a whole bunch of other atrocities until God came into his life. And then Jesus called him Peter. And now you know who Peter is. He was a Saul. God does forgive. If you can at least on your knees and ask for forgiveness, God will forgive you. And we will be in a better place.
Thank you. I'll give you a fist bump so you don't. All right. I was going to say so you don't have to take your glove off.
Oh, no, it's okay. No problem.
That was amazing. Thank you.
All right, thank you.